As kids, we don't realize how complex the world is. Our childhood innocence shields us from the sorrows of life, but at the same time, it blinds us from the harsh realities we will inevitably confront in adulthood. I don't believe you become an adult when you start growing hair on your balls. I think the real transition from child to adult occurs when you begin to realize how hard life is, and how lost so many adults are with the meaninglessness of life. So many people turn to unhealthy ways of dealing with their pain when faced with this reality. They end up in a depressive cycle with no outlet. Sex, drugs, and alcohol all offer a temporary escape from the pain of everyday life, an easy solution to a complex problem. But these solutions only numb us. They provide a distraction, preventing us from actually confronting and overcoming the problems in our lives. I heard this quote the other day. The same things that make us laugh make us cry. It's true. Most pain in the world comes from something that once brought us joy. There can be no grief without love, and no love without grief. The two coexist. Relationships bring us some of the most intense happiness in the world, but can also produce some of the most devastating pain. However, life will never be free of pain. Life is about finding what makes the pain bearable, and for me, that's changing my perspective on it. Instead of looking at all the shit that has happened in my life as a setback in the pursuit of happiness, I try to see it as motivation. I've always had an optimistic outlook on life. I've always held the belief that one day I would make it, that I would find some route to success. To me, success never really represented wealth or fame. More so, it represents achieving self-validation and fulfillment. It represents an escape. I don't think it's a coincidence that so many successful people in today's society have overcome some sort of adversity in their life. Working towards a goal provides us with an outlet, an opportunity to achieve something greater. By using pain as motivation, we fuel our drive to keep moving forward. If you instead choose to do nothing, to sit and dwell on how terrible your circumstances are, you allow the pain to control you. You take on a cyclical mindset that results in no progress and a feeling of hopeless despair. Thinking will not solve your problems, but action can. Making progress gives us a rush, a sense of empowerment. You come to realize that you can do whatever you want to in life, that the only thing between you and your goals is the work required to get there. And the reality is, attaining your dreams becomes impossible if you never try. Now, I'm sure that all sounds a little cliche, and I'm sure you're sick of hearing this Gary Vee-esque rhetoric. I've heard this shit my whole life too, but I wouldn't attribute my drive to any motivational speaker. I think it's a fire I've always had, this desperate feeling that I wanted to do more with my life, a feeling of dissatisfaction with my current self. I think it's an aspect of my anxiety, this constant need I have for self-validation. It's a very visceral feeling, like a void inside me. I came across this Russian word a few years ago that I thought described it perfectly. Toska. According to Vladimir Nabokov, no single word in English renders all the shades of Toska. At its deepest and most painful, it is a sensation of great spiritual anguish, often without any specific cause. At less morbid levels, it is a dull ache of the soul, a longing with nothing to long for, a sick pinning, a vague restlessness, mental throes, yearning. In particular cases, it may be the desire for somebody or something specific, nostalgia, lovesickness. Although my association with Toska does relate to a feeling of loneliness, I think I've come to realize that seeking validation in a relationship won't free me of this feeling. I used to think that finding a girl would fix it, that only through a relationship would I feel freed from this void. At one point a few years ago, I remember feeling like everything in my life was falling apart. But I thought that if I just found a girlfriend who I could confide in, then I would be happy. That no matter what happened, at least I had her. Someone who would free me from this feeling of Toska. But I've come to realize that you can't depend on someone else to resolve or alleviate the problems in your life. And you never learn how to overcome your problems if you rely on someone else to be the solution. This craving for validation in a significant other came from a place of insecurity and a lack of purpose. I've realized that a relationship will never truly fulfill you. That true fulfillment has to come from within, through finding purpose, finding something that makes life worth living. I read this book recently, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, and in it, the author explains that you will always have problems in your life, and that the key is finding which problems you enjoy solving. But like so many people, I don't know what I want to do with my life. I don't know what will bring me fulfillment. One of my biggest fears is looking back when I'm older and regretting my life choices. But I think it's okay not to know. I feel like not knowing is kind of the beauty of it. Life should be about exploring, trying new things, and not letting fear prevent you from trying something you want to. And maybe, through this process, you discover something that you enjoy so much, you decide to dedicate your life to it. You find a problem that you are so passionate about, you spend your lifetime solving it. And maybe through exploration, you gain a sense of fulfillment, a feeling of progress. This act of filling your life up with beautiful memories and achievements that you can look back on and be proud to say you experienced. There will always be pain in life. But I think instead of neglecting pain, we should begin to embrace it. Because without pain, we never learn to persevere. We gain no incentive to evolve, no reason to ever reach our full potential. Dark days are what push us to strive for brighter ones. Because in the end, it's the satisfaction of success that makes the pain worth enduring.